Hello, and thanks for clicking on this video. Do you ever have that problem where you feel like talking, but you don't entirely know what about? Cause I hear other people talking about stuff and it gets me all excited to talk about it too. The funny thing is that I'm an Asian drama reviewer, but I usually don't watch other reviewers. Figure that one out, I'm not sure. But today I decided to try out some other viewers because I'm kind of tired of the echo chamber that YouTube is making with all its algorithms and stuff. It's kind of nice. It's also like seriously irritating that it turns into this echo chamber of it's all the same thing. Even the new to you is not new to me. It's exact same topics by different people. It's not new to me. Perhaps it's new channels. Perhaps. But even some of those, they're not actually new channels. There's one they are ones you've suggested to me a million times before. And you know what really confuses me? I searched just to find somebody because I didn't even know who to look for. I searched for Asian drama reviews, and most of what came up was Korean. Why are there so many more Korean reviewers than anything else? Good question. So I decided to specify Chinese review, like C-drama reviews, because that's what I've been more into lately. I go through phases, I've told you before. It started out with the Japanese, then it transitioned to the Korean, then it transitioned to the Chinese, and of course there's always a fallback. I'm always going back and forth between them, but really good Japanese ones are frustratingly hard to find. It goes through phases where sometimes it's easier to find than others, and everybody's like, yeah, well, there's Japanese ones on Viki, for instance. I'm like, yeah, most of the ones that I can see, when I scroll through what they've got on there, any of the actual good ones, I've already seen those. They've got a ton of ones that I'm like, crap, crap, all crap, like the crap. These are not the good Japanese dramas. There are so many good Japanese dramas out there, and if you want me to do some kind of listing of ones that I've in the past absolutely loved that I can still watch, I can do something like that. But then the Korean ones, also, I'm finding it really hard to find them lately. And there's something, I swear, there is something about Korean dramas, the whole vibe of them, what they focus on, the whole emotion of it, and how it is, and all the rest of that. I swear it's changed. I know through the years I've changed and I can tolerate less of what I used to tolerate, or I notice things that I didn't used to tolerate, so it's just in ways harder to find stuff that I really like because I've changed. But it's also when it comes to the K-dramas, I swear they have changed something. Help me out. People that still watch Korean dramas a lot, help me out. Am I just going insane, or have they really changed? Because I swear they've changed. They're more violent, they're more dark, they're more... I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I haven't just seen enough lately and it's not really what my brain is focused on right now. So, and then, I look up the C-drama reviews, and the weird thing to me, I know that AvenueX is apparently a huge channel. It's really funny how I had never heard of her before until I watched Love You 7 Times, and my sister pointed to me to AvenueX's review, and I did a response video to it, but have never uploaded it because I let my sister and best friend see it first, and then I decided to just not put it up because I don't want people attacking me because I didn't agree with her review. Some of the stuff I agreed with and some of it I didn't. And my best friend was like, you're just being nitpicky, and I don't know. So whatever. I left it and then never got back to it, so I've never posted it, and I'd probably want to refilm. I don't know. Anyway, nitpicky as in it's just a personal preference difference, so why bother saying anything? I don't know. Some of it was, some of it wasn't. But anyway, I think she missed out on a whole lot of value in that one. And it kind of frustrates me that she up and decides that because she's some kind of expert, what she says is absolute gold and you gotta listen to her. Because she specifies in that video, if you've seen a bunch of C-dramas like me, once you're a seasoned veteran, you'll know that this one is trash. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How many dramas do you have to see in order to be counted as a seasoned drama watcher? Because I've seen plenty of dramas and that one is not trash. That is the one, unfortunately. I did 4 videos worth of reviewing that one. I did a really long, in-detail review on it, and that's the one that I got a copyright struck on my channel for because I used nothing but pictures in it and a very short, 15-second video. It was literally this big on my screen of the actual video, and that was it. All the rest was pictures, and yet they claimed copyright on it and took all 4 down at the same time, which put a huge strike on my channel that lasted 3-4 months and messed with a ton of stuff. Thanks a lot. So I don't have that one anymore to point you to explain what it is, why I loved that one and why I thought it was actually good. Because I had complaints about it too. I had in-depth complaints, especially about the last part of it. But her review, I thought, was unfair, and some of it was weirdly ungrounded. She talked about how the cast was not beautiful enough, and her example, in my opinion, was not a good one. I'm like, they aren't any more beautiful. And, like, she attacked, actors and actresses, their actual faces and whatnot, and I'm like, don't do that. Do not attack them. You have no right to be like, this drama's trash because the actor and actress are not pretty enough. I'm like, seriously? But anyway, apparently she's like, I mean, I look up Chinese reviewers and it's like, oh, AvenueX and a couple other people. Like, wow! Wow! Is this just YouTube's ridiculous algorithms where if you're famous and everybody's going to hear about that and that's it? Or is there literally almost nobody out there that does Asian drama reviews? Because even the ones that I found, like I specified Chinese dramas, and even the Chinese reviewers that I found, they were just as big on Korean dramas. Like, it's like half and half, or even more Korean than it was Chinese. I'm like, really? Why? So, I'm a little curious about all of that. But anyway, I found one that I might want to watch some more of, and one that I ended up subscribing to because I did like the way she explains things, even though I admit I don't know how often I'll watch her stuff, because, I mean, I have the same problem with my channel. It's kind of annoying how nobody will watch the video if they've never heard of the drama, but at the same time, I understand that because I'm doing the same thing. If I've never heard of this drama, I'm like, okay, this doesn't really mean much to me. But also, like, I've had this problem lately where I really want to talk about dramas that are either much older, so they're not the newer ones that are all hyped up, or they're just nobodies that are acting in it, so like nobody's heard of it because these actors and actresses aren't as famous or whatever, and I'm like, I want to talk more about those ones because some of those ones are the real gold. Some of these other ones are all hyped up because of who is in them, and that's not even really fair. It's like, again, going back to if you're famous, you're famous. If you're not, you're not. And you're never going to have any kind of close between this. Like, it's just, there's so much out there and it's so competitive, and everybody is always obsessed with the brand newest one because that's what everybody hypes. So that's what everybody gets into. My younger sister talks about this with the booktuber world, where they all focus on the ones that everybody's focused on. So like, that's the one you get all the hype about, and you get overhyped about it, and you get sick and tired of hearing it. Or it's just you get all excited and then you see it and you're like, why on earth is everybody hyped about this? Most of the time it's because it's brand new, and or because it's some famous actor or actress and they're the ones that are so pretty. And it's like, people, are we focused on the actual good story and the actual acting skills, or are we just focused on the face? Because come on, there's way more to it than just the face. And I have to say too, in one of the reviews I saw, someone was talking about how, like, lately apparently it's a trend for people to do more than just 2 dramas together, and she thinks that's really cool and she wants more of it. In a huge sense, I don't, because the problem with this is, I mentioned this topic before, and it's actually a really important one, is the influence of previous dramas on the one you're currently watching, and how dangerous that is. Because the thing is, this already happens when you have just a single actor or actress. Now add in the whole factor of these two together as a couple in a previous drama and now in this one, because these are separate stories. They should be seen as separate. Should you be forgiving stuff and liking stuff and looking over stuff and not noticing stuff and whatever in this one because of this one, because it's the same face, or because it's the same couple? No, you shouldn't. If it's a completely different story, it's a completely different story. This one should not have an influence on it. And yet, unfortunately, when you end up loving a face, if it's your favorite actor or your favorite actors, you tend to overlook so much important stuff. You tend to forgive their not good acting, stuff they could improve on. You just like, meh, it doesn't matter. When it actually, like, if you want them to get better, you want them to get better. The reason I critique acting is because I want them to get better, and they're not going to get better if I don't point out what they could do better and why and all that stuff. I'm not critiquing. I never critique to tear down. That's a big thing. Like I said, don't talk about their faces. I don't attack because my critiques are never an intention to tear down. My critiques are done because I want these things to improve. And people, if you think I'm being nitpicky about the story and I complain about the stuff and it's like, oh, it's Chinese dramas, they're all like that, you'll get used to it. No, there are some things I don't want to get used to because it's actually, they could do better, they should do better, and they never will do better if y'all are just like, meh, that's just how it is, get used to it. Why? If it's terrible, it's terrible. If it's not the greatest, it's not the greatest. If it could improve, it could improve. Why on earth don't you want them to improve? Improving is a good thing. Improving is what we're supposed to want. We're not supposed to stay stagnant down here because, oh well, at least their faces are pretty. So what? That's not the point. A point of a good story is because it's a good story, because it's so well written, the dialogue. There is so much that goes into a good story. So much, especially when it's a visual thing that you can see. There's the acting, there's the directing, there's the script writing, there's the whole basis of the foundation of the story, there's the relationship of the characters, there's the characters themselves and whether they grow or not, or change or not. It's lazy and it's irritating when people just take the same thing and all slap it together and nobody cares how bad it is because the faces are so pretty. And when there's this crossover, like I say, of the same actor or the same actress in multiple ones, and you get to love that face, you don't notice the fact that, or it doesn't matter to you, or you're fine with the fact that they literally play the same character all the time. And you're like, you know what? The fact they play the same character all the time, one, because it becomes incredibly boring if you really think about it. Like, the more I watch it, and I'm like, this is the same character. Again, I know exactly what's going to happen as soon as I walk on screen because this is the same character. Like, in one of the reviewers I talked about Esther Yu and like how she's known for this bubbly kind of character and whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, here's all the things I've seen in Esther Yu on, and here's all the things I did not like her in. Why, if she's playing the exact same character pretty much, in my opinion, her character's basically the same in all of these. So why did I dislike her in so many of these, and yet I loved her in East Game Fantasy? Well, it had to do with her, how her character related to other characters, how she treated other characters, and the circumstance of the story and everything that was going on in the story. There is so much that goes into writing stories, and I feel like there is such an art, and this is why I nitpick and complain so much, because there's an art to storytelling that has gone out the window, and I just want that to come back again, because storytelling is an art. If you want to be really good at it, you have to work at it and think about what you're doing and respect what you're creating, and people watching it or reading it also need to respect that, because it really drives me nuts when people are like, I take this drama and these are the two characters that end up together, but I don't like that. I think they should have been with this person, so they make up this whole huge thing about them and ship these two, and I'm like, in a small sense, okay, fine, if you want to like create your own story, what would have happened if these two, but people take it so far that like that is one of the things that has destroyed Final Fantasy VII, by the way, because everybody is obsessed with putting Cloud together with Aerith instead of with Tifa, and I'm like, even I knew like it had to be clarified recently that Aerith only ever saw Cloud as a brother-sister relationship, not as a love interest. I'm like, why would that need clarifying? That was blatantly obvious to me in the original game. It was all right there blatantly in the face. But for some reason, people became obsessed with Aerith and obsessed with her and Cloud together instead and blew it up all over the place. And I'm like, you guys are being so disrespectful to the original story when you do this. And it's a lazy way of writing when authors are like, oh, we know people are going to do this. You know, we're just going to put this subtle thing in there so that they can just take it wherever they want. Okay, in a sense, in a way, if you wrote the story on purpose to make it so that anybody could choose, it's like you choose your own adventure. You can choose and imagine what it would be like, whichever one of the... But in another sense, that is just disrespecting the story, and that is lazy, and that is ridiculous. Come on, grow a backbone, authors. If you're gonna write a story and have two people end up together for a reason, why on earth would you like... Oh, but you could also end up with that one. Oh, you could also... You're taking the characters out of character. Like, incredibly out of character. You're destroying so much good when you do that. You are being incredibly lazy. You have no spine whatsoever. No respect for any, like... See, like I say, when there's stuff you want to say because you get inspired by whatever and all the rest of this kind of stuff. And the last couple of videos that I uploaded, one of them has 0 views and the other one has 1 view. It was less than a minute worth. So I don't know, maybe it's because I went a whole month of quietness, all of a sudden YouTube's not recommending my videos or what. This video probably won't get seen because everybody, like, I don't even know what I'm going to title it or whatever. But, like, I'm just rambling and ranting about all kinds of stuff that I've seen. I mean, kinds of things that I was thinking about and the importance of storytelling. And this is why I make videos, because it's so... I want good storytelling to come back, and it drives me nuts when people are like, oh, just get used to it because that's how it is. No, this is not how it used to be. This is not how it should be. Good storytelling needs to be a thing again. Like, come on. Stop feeding into the trash concept where it's like, because they're so cute or whatever, we're just gonna like let all the rest slide and let it be terrible. Why would you even do that? If you don't care about good storytelling, then why are you even watching a story? Like, go away. Get out of the scene. Stop feeding the trash so that the trash continues to grow. I don't want the trash to grow. I want these stories to be good. I want good storytelling to come back. I want authors to grow spines. And am I done with my all over the place rants or not? Maybe we'll just end this here. What do you think about everything I just said? Why are there so few reviewers, or is it just because YouTube won't bring up the reviewers? And how do you get big? How do you find the audience? That's what I want to know. All the people that came up had like thousands of subscriptions. And you can't say that's the length of it, because all of those people that I looked up, every single one of them does the same thing I do. All of their, except maybe AvenueX. I still haven't really looked into her channel. I'm curious to see what people were saying. She did a review on Word of Honor. I'm currently watching Word of Honor. And if she did a review on that one and explained the ending on stuff, I'm kind of curious to look up that and find out. Because, yeah, that is a trend. Why is that such a trend? Why does the censorship do that with stories? In the original books, there's like a happy ending, and it's not an open ending. It's a closed ending where this is what happened in the book. And yet when you translate that onto TV, when you insist on having all of your dramas have either horribly sad ending or bad endings or whatever, or ridiculously open endings that have no spine, they're just wishy-washy all over the place and you can interpret it how you want it. Why? Why is that such a ridiculously huge trend? Why is that such a thing? Why? Tell me. But anyway, that is a huge ranty thingamabobber, and we'll see. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment. Let me know. Bye.